we noticed that one of the most critical things that would catapult our nation's development is not only production of food and agriculture, it is also agribusiness, because the farmers can produce the food. If we are not taking the food and adding value to it, then a lot of time the food goes to waste. There are times when we produce a lot of tomatoes, we don't know what to do with it. A lot of the tomatoes gets waste. We produce a lot of maize, we don't know what to do with it. One of the areas I went to, they have maize from the last season, and the price is so low, 300 cedis, that they are making a loss selling it. And yet we could buy that maize off the farmers at an even better price and produce, add value to the maize in terms of grits, corn flour, so many things that we can do. And so the next NDC government is going to focus on agri processing and agribusiness. While we help the farmers to produce more, we will also put in the capacity to buy the crops of the farmers and process those crops. You go to rural area, they produce a lot of rice, and yet the rice mill standing there is not working. And so why is it not working? We must put in a more efficient rice milling plant that uses less electricity, lowers the cost of production, and we must give them the capital to be able to buy the rice of the farmers. There should be a credit scheme for that company, that any rice any farmer produces, they can buy it and they can mill it. I know this because my father, was a rice farmer and owned a rice mill himself. He was the biggest producer of finished rice in this country and was even exporting rice to Burkina Faso. But rice is just one component. There's ginger. There's a lot of ginger production in OT. We must have processing plants to produce ginger powder, ginger oil. I don't believe in one district, one factory, one district, one factory. I believe in taking the whole value chain of agricultural products. So we'll take OT, what are the people doing here? What are those doing here? What are those doing here? And we'll create what we call an agro processing industrial zone. And we'll put the factories there so that they buy the crops of all the farmers, process it there. Our children will get employment in those factories, and we'll be able to export the produce, or if it's for local consumption, we consume them locally. So agro-industrial parks in every region, for instance, Brong-Ahafo, if you have an agro-industrial park, by all means you must have cashew processing there because they are the biggest producers of cashew in this country. Right now, Indians come and buy the cashew, take it to India, go and process it, and export it to UK and to America, and they write produce of India. Meanwhile, the cashew nut itself comes from Ghana. So why can't we process that ourselves and also export it? So these are the ideas that we have. I believe that it's only by implementing that kind of strategy that we can provide enough employment for our young people, and also stop the importation of things that we have a comparative advantage to produce.